Yay, we did it!
Yes, congratulations,
Hello
Amir.
everybody, today we will be doing fractions. Before we start, let's watch a quick video first.
What we're going to talk about in this video is the idea of a fraction. We'll see there's many ways to think about a fraction, but first we'll think about the most fundamental. So let's say that I have this square, and this is the whole, we can consider this a whole. So let me write that down. This is a whole. It is a complete square. Now what I'm going to do is divide this into 4 equal parts. So with one cut like that, I've divided it into 2 equal parts. And then with another cut like this, I could divide it into 4 equal parts. So there are 4 equal parts. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one of those equal parts. So let's say this part right over here. I am going to select that. So the question is, what fraction of the whole is the part that I have shaded in red? Well, it is 1 out of the 4 equal parts, right? I've shaded in 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So we write this as this fraction. This piece represents 1/4 of the whole. And there's 2 ways that you can think about this. You could view this as one of the 4 equal parts, or you could view this as a whole divided by 4 would get you exactly this much. Now let's do another one. And this time, let's think about how we could represent 1/8. So 1/8. Well, we could divide this whole, in this case the whole is this rectangle looking thing. We could divide the whole into 8 equal parts. So let's do that. So here I've divided into 2 equal parts. That looks pretty good. And now I can divide each of those into 2 equal parts to get me 4 equal parts. And then if I were to divide each of those into 2 equal parts, I will have 8 equal parts. And it's not exact, obviously I've drawn it by hand, but hopefully this gets you a sense. So now I have 8 equal parts, and now I'm going to select exactly one of them, and that'll represent 1/8. And I could select any one of these, but I'll just do this one to show you it does not have to be necessarily the first one. So once again, this square right over here that I'm shading in red represents 1/8 of the whole. Now let's look at a few more examples where I've shaded them in ahead of time. And what I want you to do right now is pause the video and either in your head or on a piece of paper, write down, if you consider this purple thing the whole, what fraction does this red part represent? If you consider this blue part the whole, what fraction does this red part represent? If you view this yellow triangle as a whole, what fraction does this red part represent? And so I encourage you to pause the video now. Well, let's look at each of these. So in this case, for this rectangle, we have 3 equal parts, and we've shaded in one of them. So this red rectangle right over here represents 1/3 of the whole. Now over here, in this kind of pie looking thing, this circle looking thing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. 5 equal parts, and we have shaded in one of those 5 equal parts. So this little slice of the pie, this represents 1/5. This right over here is 1/5 of the entire fraction, or of the entire pie. Now this one's interesting. You might be tempted to say, well, I've got 4 parts and then I've shaded in 1. That must represent 1/4. But remember, it needs to be 4 equal parts. And it's pretty clear looking at this that this part right over here is not equal in size to this part right over here or this part right over here. These are not 4 equal parts. So we cannot say that this is 1/4 of the triangle. So you cannot say that.
Okay, we are done with this first video. Let's skip this video, and now we're doing the exercise. We have to do 7 questions. It says, which squares have 1/6 of their area shaded? Choose all answers that apply. A, let's count the parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one of them is shaded. That matches all the attributes. So yes, let's count B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 equal parts, but all of them are shaded in. We only need one of them to be shaded in, so this one is a no. Now let's do C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one of them is shaded. Yes. Let's do D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of these parts are not equal, so no. because this part on the top is equal to two of these parts on the sides. So they are not equal. They would be equal if we put a line down the middle. So let's check them. We got it correct. Now let's do the second question. Which figures are divided into equal parts? Choose all answers that apply. This one, you can look at it and say no. This one, for this one, this part is bigger than the rest of them, so no. Or C, all of them are pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same, so yes. And D, no. Good, I got it correct. The next one says, is each piece equal to 1/6 of the area of the cake? Choose one answer. Yes or no. So over here is the cake. So you can obviously see that there are 6 parts. But these parts that are actually 1/6 only have 1 strawberry on them, and the other ones have 2. Besides those 3. The parts on the sides have 2. So those ones are not 1/6. They're 2/6. So the answer is no. Good. The next one says, which squares have 1/3 of their area shaded? Let's see A. 1, 2, 3. And one of them are shaded. This one is yes. B. 1, 2, 3. But 2 of them are shaded. That's a no. 3. 1, 2, 3. But they're not equal parts. D. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all equal parts, and they have one of them shaded, but they're not thirds. So A is a correct answer. The next one says, is each piece equal to 1/4 of the area of the cookie? It's okay if each piece has different toppings. So there's 2 on each one, and there's 4 parts. So I'm pretty sure that's a yes. Good. Now we're on this one. Which squares have 1/4 of their area shaded? A. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of them are shaded. That's a yes. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. But 2 of them are shaded. That's a no. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of them are equal parts, and one of them are shaded. They're all fourths. That's a yes. And the fourth one, 1, 2, 3, 4. But one of them is shaded, but it's not equal parts. So A and C. Okay, now we're on the last one. Which figures are divided into equal parts? Choose all answers that apply. So this one, no. This one, yes. So let's click that. See, these parts are literally triangles, and the other ones are squares and rectangles. So no. And D, they're not equal parts. So it's yay, we did it. Bye. See you on the next episode.